We're back for our daily NBA best bets here on Thursday, October 23rd. Only 2 games today, with the Oklahoma City Thunder going on the road to Indianapolis for an NBA Finals rematch with the Indiana Pacers, and the Denver Nuggets making their 2025 season debut on the road in San Francisco at the Chase Center against the Golden State Warriors. We will still have 5 best bets for this video. We're going to give you 2 moneyline/spread picks for both results of the games, and then I'll do 3 player props in total for both of the games in all. So again, folks, 5 best bets here for Thursday, October 23rd. Weird night yesterday. Shout out to the NBA officiating crew in that Phoenix-Sacramento game for not marking that Zach LaVine 3 with like 45 seconds left. They called it a 2, and LaVine's entire foot is behind the 3-point line. But, you know, it's okay. It's okay. I didn't want to, I just wanted to push, right? I just wanted to, whatever. Unbelievable stuff, okay? Not a great day yesterday. We're looking for a better day today. Again, this thing gets easier as the season goes on because you get to watch more games and whatnot. We'll be fine. Okay, folks, first of 5 bets coming in just a second, but folks, make sure to go check out our college football predictions. Over 4 hours of college football predictions here for week number 9. Our NFL predictions were posted earlier in the week as well. We have our MLB best bets coming later tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern for game number 1 of the World Series best bets, obviously between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays. And also on Greedo Plays MMA, our UFC 321 Aspinall versus Gane full card predictions. Our best bets for that card is out later today at noon as well on Greedo Plays MMA. Okay, on to the first of our 5 best bets for these 2 games. Again, NBA Finals rematch in our opener, and that's where we're going to start first. Give me Andrew Nembhard over 12.5 points today against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, Nembhard has a lot on his plate this year, and I mean a lot. Obviously, this was one of the big stars last year in Indiana's playoff run and their NBA Finals run. He's going to have a lot on his plate because Nembhard's going to have to be, I believe, the number 2 scorer all year long for Indiana. I know people are looking at Benedict Mathurin and they're looking at Aaron Nesmith. I think those guys are going to have big years, don't get me wrong, but I believe Nembhard is literally just going to fulfill the Tyrese Halliburton role of he can go off any single night and be their best scorer, but also, again, he's going to, move the rock, he's going to swing the rock, and he's going to tally up assists. That's kind of how I see Nembhard's year going, but asking Nembhard to get 13 points tonight feels pretty good. Again, this is a guy who averaged 10 points a game last season, but in the postseason, it was upwards to around 15-ish a game. And without Tyrese Halliburton, this is going to be a huge year for Andrew Nembhard. Nembhard last year played the 2 all year long with Halliburton out. Well, Indiana essentially just played 2 point guards, but Nembhard does operate as the 2, at least offensively. Defensively, he will guard the opposing team's best guards. So example for tonight, he will definitely be on SGA like he was for majority of the NBA Finals. Now that does, again, put a lot on Nembhard to the point where, all right, he's going to have to play lockdown D all year long. He's going to have to face off against number 1s all year long and number 1 scoring options, at least if they're guards. I understand that. Nembhard, though, can still create for his own shot. The 3-point ability is there for Nembhard. And in this Indiana system and how Indiana plays, everybody scores. And it is nonstop pushing the pace. So I think Nembhard 13.5, or 12.5 should be okay today. I look at Indiana, right? People, there's a lot of talk about Benedict Mathurin being a big-time player for this team, and he can be. Aaron Nesmith, I think, is obviously just got the contract extension, he ruined the New York Knicks' hopes of winning anything last year alongside Tyrese Halliburton in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. But I think we're overlooking Andrew Nembhard a little bit. I really think we are. Again, taking Halliburton out of the equation in 2025 and 2026 should just equate for more looks for Andrew Nembhard. And at least coming off the bench, too, I mean, again, Nembhard, it's not like he's going to play 38 minutes tonight like he did in the postseason, but who's the backup 1? They don't have one right now. I mean, again, Nembhard is the starter. TJ McConnell's out for a couple months. Halliburton's out for the year. Who's going to play point guard off the bench? Is it going to be Ray J. Dennis? It might be. The rookie out of Baylor, I think he's going to have to play second team minutes. He played 30 minutes in the final preseason game of the year. I think he's going to have to be the second year man, out of Baylor, Ray J. Dennis. I believe he's going to have to play an extended amount of minutes. I would assume. He played 30 minutes at the end of the regular season last year. He's playing about 20-ish minutes a night in the preseason. I think he's going to have to be the backup 1 for now. Again, in a full rotation, Dennis is not seeing the court, and that's just with, McConnell, not even just Halliburton too. But I assume with no McConnell, no Hallie, obviously, Dennis is going to have to be the backup 1. That's okay. Again, there's just going to be a lot of emphasis on Andrew Nembhard having to score, and I think Personally, the way I see this Indiana team, I think they're going to call his number a lot more than they're going to, at least for Nesmith. Nesmith is not going to create for his own shot. He is he's a great driving ability, obviously, but plays need to be made in order for Nesmith to get open and Nesmith to obviously score. Benedict Mathurin, great pure talent. He just needs to put it all together, and I think Mathurin just needs to fully adapt that Indiana play style. And then Pascal Siakam's obviously going to be another all-star this season. That's why I think Indiana is going to be so good, because Siakam, I believe, is going to be a top 10 player in the sport this season, and people just aren't seeing that. We'll see what they do at the center position. It's going to be a combination of, I believe, Isaiah Jackson, Jay Huff. That's the reason they got Huff from Memphis last year. Tony Bradley, James Wiseman also, hovering around that center role, but I believe it's going to be a lot of Isaiah Jackson and Huff for starters. But again, a lot of the emphasis tonight for us is going to be Andrew Nembhard, and I think Nembhard is going to find a way to score 13 points, even with guarding SGA at the same time. You take away a defensive nuisance in Alex Caruso. He's in concussion protocol, so no Caruso tonight, no J-Dub for the Thunder, potentially no Lou Dort either. So a lot of things should equate to Topic as well. Topic, who's still dealing with a testicular procedure. I'm not joking. That actually happened, I'm pretty sure, unless I got centiled, which I don't think I did. No, I believe it is a testicular. Yes, it's a testicular surgery for the second-year man out of Serbia, who was a lottery pick, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of guys out tonight for OKC. There is a bunch. And yes, SGA is still an amazing player, face of the sport, MVP. There's some good spots for Indiana today. So we go Nembhard, and at the same time, we're taking Indiana plus 7.5. I mean, I feel like I'm back with the NBA Finals here. They should have won it, man. They should have won it. Taking Indiana plus 7.5. This is like the line we got all year long in the NBA Finals. At least when games were in OKC, there was usually around 9.5, 7.5, if I'm not mistaken. Even in games in Indiana, this is what about the line was. Now, two totally different teams. Everyone's overlooking Indiana because Halliburton's out, and that's fair because Tyrese is a top 10 player in the sport when he's healthy. It's okay. Again, the Pacers next season are going to be fully back, and I expect the Pacers 100% to win the Eastern Conference next year. This is just a transition year. This is just a bridge year in terms of what the Pacers and Rick Carlisle are trying to do. But I look at what OKC's got tonight, a bunch of injuries on the board. What makes OKC so great is their defense and is their depth. And when you take out J-Dub, obviously did not play in the opener against the Nuggets in a hard-fought loss. You take J-Dub away. Kaysen Wallace, questionable. Lou Dort, questionable. Isaiah Joe out. Alex Caruso in concussion protocol. Topic, obviously, still out as well. The rookie at Georgetown. Sorber out for the entire season. Torn ACL. I know Sorber probably wasn't going to play anyways this year. Regardless, though, you take a lot of guys out of this equation. Okay. Indiana hasn't played yet. Indiana's fairly healthy. Well, as healthy as they can get right now. No Hallie, no TJ. I don't know what is going on with Cam Jones, but I think Jones will eventually play, but not right now. And Quentin Jackson is out as well. But still, you get a pretty solid, at least 9-man rotation for Indiana tonight. I assume it's going to be at full 10. Obviously not being postseason basketball. So expect Ray J. Dennis, the second-year man out of Baylor, to come off the bench. Ben Shepherd, Johnny Furphy, Obi Toppin, Jay Huff will be the second unit. Obviously with Nembhard, Mathurin, Nesmith, Siakam, and Isaiah Jackson starting. And I'm a little bit concerned with Isaiah Jackson starting, considering, he's, going up against two huge bigs for OKC in Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein. Siakam will take Chet, and it's going to be up to the 6'10", 6'11" Isaiah Jackson to take Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Jackson's 6'8". Oh, yeah. Oh man. I don't know. Only if James Wiseman was anywhere near what he was supposed to be in the NBA, right? Well, he'd still be on the Warriors if he was. But regardless of that, I think Indiana can be competitive tonight. Plus 7.5 for a team that everyone's overlooking. And a team, too, that hasn't played a game yet this season. A team that is fresh. And OKC just played a double overtime game 2 nights ago. They played a double overtime game 2 nights ago at home. There's only a day in between. You just played 2 nights ago, and now you got to go to Indiana, a team that's, you do not want to play the Pacers on a short rest. Because, yes, was Halliburton the engine of this offense? 100%. Did Halliburton get everything going for the Indiana Pacers? Yes. But that same style is going to be played with Andrew Nembhard. So much praise went to TJ McConnell in the postseason for great reason, too, of how, the hustle out of McConnell defensively, the mid-range shot, the fadeaway shots that McConnell continuously hit for Indiana, and he was just, the spark off the bench for the Pacers. When Halliburton was out, okay, here comes TJ McConnell, and it's just a different pace. Not a different pace, but it's a different style of that same pace that the Indiana Pacers want to go with. Nembhard's going to play that role this season. Like, I can almost guarantee that. Nembhard is going to be that guy. I think Andrew Nembhard's going to have an all-star year. Now, the NBA doesn't really reward defensive-minded and defensive-first guys like they should, and they don't give guys like Nembhard the credit, that he's really going to, he should be getting for being a great defender and a completely shut-down perimeter guy. But I'm telling you, he is in store for an absolutely massive season this year, and it should come with this game, too. I think this is the game we're going to see it, and I think with the banged-up OKC team, I mean, we know no Caruso, no J-Dub, potentially no Isaiah Joe, right? Potentially no Cason Wallace, and potentially no Lou Dort. You're missing a lot of guys. Say everyone, I doubt this is going to happen, but say everyone who's questionable doesn't play. So say no Lou Dort, no Cason Wallace. Okay, well, who's starting now for this team? Aaron Wiggins will have to start. And what, do they go with their 3 big lineup and start Jalen Williams, obviously, not the Santa Clara one? Who's their next starter? They are AJ Mitchell. It's AJ Mitchell. But still, this is a very limited team. I expect, one of Dort and Wallace to play, and those guys play big factors on this team. They both play defense. Well, they're both 3-and-D guys, Wallace and Dort, the only shots they take are from beyond the arc, and they do play very good defense like everybody. I mean, to play in OKC, you have to play good defense, but at the same time, we went over this matchup 7 times to close out the year last year. I feel like, again, I'm back in the summer at this point now. I'm back in June, but great defense, great offense. I think Indiana can match it. Yes, no, Halliburton really sucks. And trust me, it pains me to watch the NBA right now or it's going to pain me to watch this game in general because there's no Tyrese Halliburton. There's not a player I enjoy watching more than Halliburton. And it sucks he's out for the entire year. But I think Indiana is going to do a great job this season keeping them afloat without Hallie in the lineup. And I'm going to take Indiana here in the home opener for them. This is the first game in Indiana since Game 6 of the NBA Finals in which they won and had all the momentum going back to OKC before Halliburton unfortunately tore his Achilles. If he doesn't do that, the Pacers were raising a banner 2 nights ago. It's okay. They're going to be raising their Eastern Conference Champions banner. Oh. Anyways, Hallie will be there, I'm sure. Crowd should get going. I'm going to take Indiana plus 7.5. Don't even need them to win. Plus 7.5 should be fine. Give me the Pacers. We're still on them all year long. Just because Halliburton's not around, this is still my team, man. Indiana. Obviously, I'm a Lakers fan, but you know what I mean. We're going with the Pacers all year long still, okay? We're still on them. Halliburton's still, my guy. We'll be fine. Indiana plus 7.5. And just wait for next season. Just wait for next year. Next up, we're going to go two-player props for this Golden State-Denver game, the first of which is Draymond Green. Yep, we're going to be putting U.S. currency and U.S. dollar on Draymond Green to come through tonight. The way I see this game, I expect a lot of points. Guys, it's a Denver Nuggets Golden State Warriors game. And, a little bit of a difference when we look at this doubleheader on ESPN, right? Thunder Pacers. Okay, 2 teams we expect to score a lot, but because of the pace Indiana has and how great their offense is, and OKC can rise to the occasion as well when they need to score with SGA and whatnot. Here's the thing about this, though. Denver and Golden State, neither team really plays that great a defense, especially Denver. Golden State, too, though. Neither of them play that great a D. We talked about the high-scoring Pacers so much. The over-under is actually higher on Golden State-Denver. It's at 232.5 compared to the OKC-Indy game, which is at 230.5. So a lot of points are expected tonight, and a lot of shots I assume are going to be put up, because look how Denver plays. Okay, it's not an 8 seconds or less offense, but it kind of feels like it sometimes, and same can be said about Golden State, who will just throw up shots. First clean look they get, okay, we're taking. So I look at this matchup between Denver and Golden State, and I say, okay, Draymond Green, his PR tonight, it should not say PRA, excuse me, this should say PR. I'll make this very clear. I butchered the graphic, because I made it after the next one. You'll see. This should say PR for Draymond Green, over 14.5 points and rebounds, not assists, because his PRA is probably like 23.5. PR for Draymond Green, 14.5 points and rebounds. In game 1 of the season against the Lakers, he had 15 total. So again, we're on thin ice there, but no, there's more reasoning to why we're taking Draymond than just that game against Los Angeles. Draymond against the Lakers, 8.7 boards. Okay. Draymond should be getting way more rebounds than that, I believe, on a nightly basis. Look at what Draymond did last year. Again, around the glass quite a bit. I look at what Golden State, at least with Golden State starting right now, Draymond at the 5 just creates for so many rebound opportunities for him. right? Yes, Kuminga can grab rebounds, and same with Jimmy Butler as well, but Al Horford's coming off the bench, so Draymond Green should be able to see almost every rebound opportunity possible. And the way Denver plays and the fact that they throw up so many shots, there's so many opportunities for Draymond in this spot too. At least scoring-wise for Draymond, I think we get a good 10 points tonight out of Draymond. And if he gets 10 points, that means 5 rebounds. I mean, hell, we really only need 8 points out of Draymond, I'd say. I know that's an exact copy of what last game was, but that's kind of what I'm looking at here. I think Draymond 8 points should be fine. Now, the three-pointer, again, he hits him when you least expect him to hit the three-point shot. Hit one against the Lakers, which sucked. It is what it is. Draymond Green hit a clutch three-pointer in the fourth quarter. Because of course he did. Because of course, the Warriors magnet ball still exists, doesn't it? But it's 2 magnet ball teams tonight between Denver and Golden State. It's just what those teams do. Anyways, though, and maybe I should have gone Jimmy Butler over on free throws tonight, right? 16 for 16. Are we serious? Quick side note. People come at SGA for being a foul merchant. The biggest foul merchant in the NBA is Jimmy Butler, and it's not close. Like, SGA, ethical hoops. Like, low-key, people come at SGA for being, he's a foul merchant. He's a master bait. I mean, he's a master foul baiter. You know what I mean, right? But, dude, Jimmy's entire game is, contact. Give me the foul. I mean, guys, you can't sneeze on Jimmy Butler because it's a foul. I need to get that one out the way. That's like my thoughts every single time I watch the Golden State Warriors. And it's been primarily Warriors Jimmy. His whistle is through the absolute roof. Warriors fans usually complain about, we don't get sent to the free throw line. They trade for Jimmy Butler. That completely changes. Anyways, Draymond Green, I expect about 8 points tonight. I do. I expected about 8 points. His matchups, Nikola Jokic on defense, or at least, that's who's going to be picking him up. Jokic doesn't play defense. And I'm telling you, this is what the Nuggets are going to do. They're going to force Draymond to beat them. I mean, that's how Denver's going to look at this Warriors team. They're going to say, okay, well, who can beat us here? And especially with Jokic on Draymond, who doesn't play defense. Okay, Curry can beat us. I guess Moody's out, so Podziemski can beat us. Jimmy Butler can beat us. Kuminga can beat us. Draymond can't. The Nuggets, in my opinion, I feel like they're going to make Draymond and Al Horford try to beat them. So if you do that, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for Draymond Green. I don't know if they're going to give Al Horford the 3. They're going to give Draymond Green the 3. They will. And Draymond's going to shoot 4. He's going to hit 1. So then how does Draymond find a way to score, 5 other points? He should. He'll get to the line once, he'll go 1 for 2, and then he'll find a way to score a couple times. And then rebounds-wise, too, Draymond has potential for 10-plus rebounds tonight. He does. He has potential for that because of how much Denver shoots. The fact that, it's a very quick offense, a very quick style for both these teams. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for Draymond Green tonight, and I'm pretty okay with this number. Again, I want to make it very clear, I'm not taking the PRA for Draymond Green because that would be nowhere near 14.5 points. I don't want to rely on the assists for Draymond. I'd rather take the rebounds in a style in a game like this. Give me over 14.5 points in rebounds for Draymond Green. No assists in there. Again, that's wrong. That's my mistake there. But over 14.5 PR for Draymond Green tonight at home against the Denver Nuggets. And then let's pair it with a Nuggets player prop as well. Let's go to Nikola Jokic. Ooh, man. You're not going to find a higher number in the league. But let's do it. Nikola Jokic, over 49.5 PRA. Oh, man. That is a ridiculous number. He averaged about 53 PRA last season, which, again, is just insane. That's what Jokic does, man. It's just what he does. And in a game like this, I absolutely love it. I look at the last time Denver played Golden State in Golden State or in San Francisco. Warriors won the game, but Jokic, 33 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists. There you have it. It is constant. Like, he is doing something at all times in Warriors games. And that's the thing, too, which is this is just Jokic in general and Denver in general. They don't have possessions where Jokic doesn't touch the ball. That's all they do. You look at the games he plays last year. Jokic, another game against Golden State last year, 38, 10, and 6. He just scores against Golden State. Now, don't forget that game-winning near half-court shot 2.5 years ago against Golden State in San Francisco. But that's just what Jokic does against this team. It's just what he does. He scores a lot on Golden State because they're going to have Draymond Green on him. And Draymond, again, great defense, good defensive player. He's a little overrated defensively. But you can't stop those circus shots. So as long as Jokic puts up 30 points tonight, I believe we're going to be fine. And oh yeah, that you need 10 boards and 10 rebounds. Well, he's going to find a way to go over 10 boards or assists. I don't know which one that's going to be. I think it's more likely going to be rebounds and just the style of how this game is played. And it's the same thing I talked about with Draymond too. Like, who else grabs rebounds for the Denver Nuggets? Aaron Gordon can. They brought in Cameron Johnson instead of MPJ, which I think is a good move. I think Michael Porter Jr. kind of, overstayed his welcome, I'll say, in Denver a little bit, at least in what he was able to do. I like the Cameron Johnson move, especially how good that guy has been recently. More on him later, at least in the last couple seasons. But I look at Denver, I'm like, okay, yeah, who's going to get boards on this team? It's been like that for years, don't get me wrong. It's been like that for years for the squad. But nobody else gets rebounds in Denver except for Jokic. Again, yes, Gordon can too, but there's so many boards where it's just like, all right, especially how the Warriors play too. Nobody's probably going to crash board. Jimmy might, but we should be fine there. Nobody crashes board, and okay, Steph takes a shot from, 30-something feet out, high arcing shot that bounces off the, back cylinder, and okay, Jokic is right in the basket, because that's just where Jokic is at all times. And assists-wise, too, I mean, I'm fine with the offensive side of things because I know Jokic is going to score. I think 30's probably fine because it's just what he does against Golden State. He's a very active scorer against the Warriors. And in terms of assists, yeah, he touches the ball every single possession. So either he is scoring on every possession or he's getting an assist on every possession. Like, that sounds crazy, but that's just what Jokic is for this basketball team. It's the truth. That's what Jokic is for the Denver Nuggets. And that was the discussion for a lot of the year last year about who should win the most valuable player award. Should it be Jokic? Should it be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? And the argument for Jokic was, well, the Nuggets are, they're a below average team without Jokic. And that was very fair last year. I think this year is different. Like, I do believe Denver is a lot better with Cameron Johnson. Now, that's not against MPJ. I think MPJ is going to find an okay role throughout the year with Brooklyn. We'll see. But Cameron Johnson, can we not forget Cameron Johnson was a 20 points per game scorer last year for the Nets, or 19 points per game scorer last year. And sure, that a lot of that had to do with the Cam Thomas injury and whatnot, and the prolonged Cam Thomas injury. But Cameron Johnson was very good last year for Brooklyn. I don't see how that wouldn't translate to Denver in a more friendly system for him. Yes, his points are going to go down a little bit, but those opportunities to score are going to be right there for Cameron Johnson here in 2025 and 2026. So anyways, there's just going to be so many opportunities for Jokic offensively, regardless of if that's scoring, if that's passing and the assists, it'll all be there for Jokic in this game. And this is a guy who traditionally has played very well against the Golden State Warriors. So I think we're okay with this spot. I'm going to go Nikola Jokic over 49.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That sounds just absolutely insane, but he has the highest PRA line in the National Basketball Association for good reason. He steps up against the Warriors. Opening night, Warriors just played 2 nights ago. Nuggets haven't played yet. I'm going to go with Jokic in the opener for Denver on the road in San Francisco, a place where he's historically played very well. Give me Jokic over PRA, 49.5. On to our final best bet of the video. We're going to give a money line pick here, and I'm going with the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets are underrated this year. Am I saying they're going to win the West? No, okay? I said this on opening night. I'll say it now, even though I picked against them today. I don't think there's a team in basketball that is better than the Oklahoma City Thunder. Fully healthy, there's not a team that's better than them. Yeah, Denver might be able to push them back to 7. I don't know. That's a discussion for a later time, too, because I can really dive deep into what I believe with OKC and just how much better they are and whatnot. And the fact that Topic will be back to just another rotational guy who was casually the 12th pick in the NBA draft, who they're just adding now to that team. And they could make moves at the deadline as well. Like, trust me, OKC is going to be very good this year again. But I believe Denver is underrated now. I think they are. I mean, this might be the second best team in the West. It may be. Other than Indiana, this was the toughest series for OKC last season, by far. Minnesota was a cakewalk. First round opponent obviously was not very difficult for them. In the Memphis Grizzlies, it was Memphis, right? Yeah, that was a very boring series. Actually, Memphis took a game, didn't they? Oddly enough. Regardless, though, without Ja, did they take a game? I completely blocked that series out of my mind. It was the NBA TV series the entire playoffs, regardless of what. The Grizzlies got swept. They had that one game where they choked a big lead. That's what it was. They choked game 3 away. Anyways, I don't know if there's a better team in the West. It's OKC. I don't know if there's a better team than Denver. I mean, who is it? Oh, Houston? I know they look good on opening night. I don't think I think the second time Houston and OKC play, I think OKC is going to make those adjustments and obviously be much healthier. Minnesota, they struggled a lot last night in Portland. And again, this is game 1 of 82. Lakers, people are high on Dallas, and we saw that last night. I don't know. Again, more on the Lakers tomorrow. I was so ecstatic watching game 1. Great job, guys. It's a one-man show out there. Welcome to the Luka Doncic show every night. Maybe he'll match his jersey number and points soon because nobody else can score on that team. Ooh, I hate being a Lakers fan right now. No, I can't. No. I'm going to stop. I'm not going to complain because my team literally traded for Luka Doncic. Anyways, though, I don't know if there's a better team than Denver. This team is very good. And I'm telling you, that Cameron Johnson edition, nothing against MPJ, but my goodness, is that an improvement for Michael Porter Jr. It just is. A starting lineup of Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Cameron Johnson, and Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic. Oh, my goodness. They bring back Bruce Brown, who was only ever good, apparently, in Denver. Goes to Indiana, mid. Toronto, mid. Didn't he end up in Brooklyn randomly, too? Mid. It was New Orleans last year, not Brooklyn. He was in Brooklyn before Denver. I thought he went back to Brooklyn last year. It was New Orleans. Very random stint. He was horrible everywhere, but he's going to come back to Denver, and he's automatically going to be a tremendous piece off the bench. I can guarantee that. He actually wasn't that bad in Indiana. What screwed him was the Siakam trade, and he went to Toronto. Wasn't very good there. Anyways, though, that team is so much deeper now. They are. Cameron Johnson addition's huge. You bring back Bruce Brown. You bring back obviously Strother, Peyton Watson, and Tim Hardaway's on this team now, who was a very big part of that Detroit Pistons team last year. He scored 24 points in a playoff game. Don't forget, they took the Knicks to the brink last year in the postseason. And if it's not for a missed call in game number 4, or is it 5? I think it was 4. Detroit maybe wins that series, and now they would have gotten it against Indiana eventually if they were to get that far. Do they beat the Celtics with the Tatum injury? I don't know. Probably. I don't know. Yeah. Detroit lost yesterday, but bringing in Tim Hardaway Jr. Ooh man, he was a very productive guy last year for Detroit, and now he's back in Denver. They've gotten better, man. They have a little more emphasis on defense with this team. Again, Malone gets fired at 2 weeks left in the regular season. That's okay. I mean, I think Denver's going to be even better this year. I get it. Golden State beat the Lakers. I'm going to say this now, and, you can take this with a grain of salt because I completely understand. I'm going to go back to the well a million times this year picking the Los Angeles Lakers because that's just what I'm going to do. Maybe not tomorrow night, though. No, I might go with them tomorrow night. I don't know. Ooh, Minnesota. Anyways, beating the Lakers right now doesn't really impress me. It just doesn't. Okay, I watched that Lakers team play. They're awful. Luka's great. AR's gonna have his nights. The rest of the team sucks. I'm sorry. I don't know. Being the Lakers doesn't really wow me. Lakers had so many opportunities to get back in that game and they couldn't. I mean, they were down by 1 going into halftime, regardless of all the calls the Warriors were getting in that game. And that's another thing too. Like when you play the Warriors, you're gonna have to play the Stripes as well. It's just the truth. Jimmy Butler is the #1 free throw guy in the league. Just in my opinion, and I'm sure, again, the numbers will probably equate to that this year, because once he went to Golden State, my goodness, his free throw attempts just went through the roof, and I don't understand. Oh, Warriors fans were always complaining about Curry never getting calls. Well, okay, Curry doesn't drive the hoop. It's just, he will, but he doesn't, Curry's not looking for contact. Jimmy Butler, you can't touch the guy when you're playing defense. So that's a problem with Golden State, I understand that, but I just believe Denver's the better team in this spot here. It's one game, sure, again, 1 game of 82, but I think Denver's able to get them in this one. I think Jokic is a big night, and I think, again, the books are kind of undervaluing what Denver has brought in this season. Bring in Cameron Johnson, bring back Tim Hardaway Jr. That's what made, bring in Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't know why I felt like Tim Hardaway Jr. played in Denver at one point in time. Bruce Brown they brought back. I don't know why Tim Hardaway never played here. But you bring back all this depth, and this is what made them so good in their championship team. It's just this is what Denver was that year when they won, right? You had an influx of guys who come off the bench and just give you points. And now with Hardaway, Bruce Brown, you got Cameron Johnson starting, you got Strother who started a lot of games for you last year on the bench now. It's a deep squad, and this is what makes Denver great every single season. So I'm going to take Denver Nuggets money line on the road in San Francisco tonight, plus 110 for Denver to get it done against the Dubs. I think they call them that still. Anyways, folks, that'll do it for our NBA best bets here on Thursday, October 23rd. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you did disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow for more daily NBA best bets and later today for our MLB best bets as well. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.